What's up guys, it's Jamey. In today's video, I'm going to be giving a list of the top 10 tech gifts. For this list, I wanted to make sure I kept everything under the $1,000 threshold, so you can find something on this list that can work within almost every budget. In creating this list, I wanted to come up with things that I actually like, as opposed to doing like very cliche things, going online and coming up with like random stuff that I wouldn't want myself. All of these items are things that not only would I give to someone, but I would love to get myself. You may not agree with this list, but I think it'd be very difficult to say that there's not at least one thing on this list that you think would be a great tech gift idea. The thing I really like about giving something tech related as a gift is that it really can span across different age groups, different genders. So it's not very like person or personal dependent, as opposed to something like giving clothes or shoes, something on that level. So tech is very, very universal and I think very easy to get. However, it can be a little bit more expensive than some of the other gifts that are out there. One gift that I would ask for is just liking the video and subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. One disclaimer, some of the items on this list are expensive, and realistically, just buy something that is within your budget. I think when looking at gifts, any gift is great. So it doesn't have to be the greatest, most expensive thing in the world. Just stay within your budget and I think everyone will be happy. So the first item on the list is something that I think is going to be on everyone's wish list. If they don't already have it, it's the iPhone 12. And this spans within the entire iPhone 12 family. So that's, the mini, the regular 12, as well as the 12 Pro, and looking at both sizes. I think that Apple hit it out of the park with the entire 12 model, the entire 12 platform. And depending upon who this gift would be for, I think that you can find a model and or color for that specific person. I think there's no reason to really go and bump up to the 12 Pro if it's not needed for the person you're buying it for. For instance, if I was buying this for someone like my mom, who just likes to take some pictures, text message, and a little bit here and there, I wouldn't go and buy her the 12 Pro. I would go and get her a 12 model in a cool little pretty color that she would enjoy. The nice thing about the 12 and the family that they have is that really the overall product offering, it's really difficult to not find something that everyone will enjoy. If you want someone that wants a bigger phone, bigger phone. If they're like, I don't need all these little like 3 lenses on the back, it's the Pro, I'm not a Pro, you go with the 12. They want a smaller phone, get them the mini. There's a bunch of different color offerings as well. So it's really well thought out from Apple's end to give a phone option for any customer that's out there. The next item on the list, I actually plan on buying at least 2 of these for family members, is the HomePod Mini. So I did a couple reviews and unboxings of the HomePod Mini in both the space gray and the white color. I think that these are fantastic gifts. I think that what you get for the feature set, as well as the sound and the look, the overall package at $99 is pretty unbeatable. One issue with the HomePod Mini is the availability. I think as of right now, it's like sold out anywhere. So if you haven't purchased it yet, getting it in time for the holidays doesn't seem likely. But I don't think that that really matters. Personally, I'd rather get someone a gift that I know that they're going to enjoy, even if it is not in time. So you can kind of come up with like a clever way of presenting that to them. One thing to think about when buying the HomePod Mini is just who it's going to be for. So the people that I'm buying it for, I know that they use Apple Music, so it's really going to be a seamless interaction between the phone and the speaker and their specific use case. If someone doesn't use Apple Music, it doesn't mean that they can't utilize the speaker. It's just that they're not going to be able to take full advantage of it. The next item that I have on the list is just the Apple Watch. So I think that when looking at a smartwatch, the only one that I really think about is the Apple Watch. I personally do not have an Apple Watch. There's been a couple instances in which I've purchased one, tried it out for a little bit, and I just couldn't get on board to the whole smartwatch thing. I think that my reaction is not normal. I think that the majority of people would be very happy with using a smartwatch. So the nice thing with the Apple Watch is that there are so many different models. It's been out for a while now, so you don't have to get the latest and greatest. You can go and get the previous generation and still have a lot of the functionality. Maybe it's not the latest and greatest technology, but I think that anyone would be happy with, the previous version of the Apple Watch. So you can go in and get a device at a little bit of a discount, but still get all of the added benefits, features, and functionality of having a smartwatch. When buying a smartwatch, I would just think about the audience or the person that you're trying to buy it for. If there's someone that already has like a watch, like a mechanical watch, that's why I didn't really like the Apple Watch. I have another watch that I wear all the time. So I would just really think about the person that you're buying the watch for. If it's someone that doesn't already have a watch, but they use their smartphone all the time, I think that interaction is going to be much easier versus someone who might have a mechanical watch they wear all the time and they're trying to, present an Apple Watch to them. They might find use cases for it. For myself, I wanted to buy the Apple Watch just for when I was working out, but I just couldn't justify having, a whole nother watch for just that purpose alone. So the next up on the list is something that I think is a little bit different. I think a lot of people are going to have the AirPods Max on their list, and I kept that off. I have the AirPods Pro. I think the AirPods Max are going to be great sellers. I think they're going to do really well. I think a lot of people are going to like them. I actually have them on order as well. The difference is I think the utilization, the use case, it's much more limited. AirPods Pro, you can use them. I use my AirPods Pro every day throughout the day. I use them for work. I use them at the gym. I use them just for like leisure listening to music. They are fantastic. I got them when they first came out, and I've been using them literally every single day, and I've had no issues. There's been some minor like charging issues, but for the most part, they have been bulletproof. And so now with them being out for a little bit, I think you can get them for a little bit cheaper, like around $199 or so. And I think that they are fantastic. When you look at the AirPods Pro versus the AirPods Max, I think that the utilization and use case is much smaller on the AirPods Max. And at that price point of, I think it's like $550, I think it's hard to justify. Not even considering the fact that if they haven't been purchased by now, they're backordered, like it's showing like 12 to 14 weeks. Next up on the list is something that I've been using for a very, very long time, and it's an Apple TV. I don't have the latest version. I think I have the version before, like the 4K one, and I've been using this, I think it's about 3 years now that I've had this version of the Apple TV, and the thing is just perfect. I haven't had cable for a while. I use everything through the Apple TV, through apps, and I've seen as time has gone on and more has shifted to the utilization of the Apple TV, the functionality has just increased. And with over-the-air updates, it's been perfect. I know that there's similar devices that might be a little bit less expensive. You have like Chromecast, you have Roku. Maybe there's some other things out there that I'm not really familiar with. I don't know. The Apple TV, I think, is just heads and shoulders above other things that are out there. When you look at just the overall like user interface, just the layout of the device itself, it just seems much better than other things that I've seen that are out there. The next item on my list is the DJI Pocket 2. Now this is very like person dependent, because there's some people that are going to think that this is amazing because they have actual utilization for it, but then there's others that are just like, why did you buy me this thing? So I would really focus on who you potentially would be buying this for. But if you have that right person that is a content creator, that is looking for a small form factor, action camera, gimbal type of device, this thing is awesome. I recently was able to get my hands on one of these and use it for a little bit, and I was blown away. So I think that if you have someone that's, maybe they are a content creator, or maybe they just like shooting video on their own, and maybe they're using their phone or they have a larger camera, I think this is a really good option for them, because it is so small, it is so discreet, that it's just easy to lug around, and you're not like with a big camera like this holding it out, or you're not using your phone. It's just, the form factor is just unbelievable. So having like a gimbal in that form factor that can shoot like video of the quality it can shoot, and it has 4 like microphones all around it, so the sound quality is really good as well. It's a can't miss. It is a tremendous winner, but I do think that it's something that you need to make sure you're buying for the right individual. So the next item on the list is a Sonos soundbar. I think a lot of people towards the end of the year, they end up buying TVs, whether it's on Black Friday or whatnot, and as the TVs get smaller and smaller, thinner and thinner, the one area that suffers the most is going to be the speakers. So I think one really great way to increase the sound quality coming out of your TV is through a soundbar. And from my experience, one of the best, easiest to use, like good quality at a relatively like achievable price point is the Sonos soundbar. So Sonos now has 2 soundbars available. They had their older, I think it was called the Play Bar, that was available for a long period of time. I actually own one, still own it. I've had it for over 5 years now, and they just replaced it with what is called the Sonos Arc. It's just an updated version of their original soundbar. It's at a little bit of a higher price point at $799, but they also have a smaller version called the Sonos Play Bar at $399. Depending upon your budget and who you're purchasing for, you can determine, do you want to go Sonos Arc or Sonos Play Bar? The thing about the Sonos products is that the sound quality is amazing. So they're very easy, simple to use, but they have the sound quality to match it. I think that one of the reasons why I'm drawn to Sonos and their products is that it seems like their mentality is very similar to that of Apple. Like they focus on design, they focus on technology. Their products might be a little bit higher priced than their competitors, but you can tell why that is. You can tell with the technology, you can tell with the quality, you can tell with the overall design, and you feel like, okay, I'm willing to spend a little bit more money for this product because I'm going to get that much more out of it. It is worth what you pay for. So the next item on the list kind of blurs the line between just a normal household item as well as just technology, and it is a Nespresso coffee machine. So I have like a normal drip coffee maker where I have to grind the beans and everything like that, and I do enjoy certain aspects of it. But when I go to someone's house that has one of these Nespresso machines, it's such a much more enjoyable experience because they have all these different pods with different flavors. It's very simple. Even the lid now opens and it's powered. It's just a much more enjoyable experience than if someone comes to my apartment and they want a cup of coffee. I've got to be like, well, let's just go down to Starbucks instead because I don't want to go through this entire process of grinding the coffee beans and putting over here and doing all this stuff. I recently was looking at the Nespresso website to just see the different models and what the prices are. And from what I could tell, there's a lot of discounts that are going on. So I think it's a really good time to try to grab one. I think you can get them for under $200 at this point. So it's definitely a great buy, and they're so simple to use, but they're also elegant. They don't look like a very clunky thing you just now have on your kitchen countertop. You can hide them away in different areas if you're tight on space. I think that the package that Nespresso offers with the different machines you can get, with the different pods and milk frothers and this and that, I think it allows you to find the right combination for the right person. So the last item on the list is it's an iPad. It's a very easy, simple thing. At the end of the day, the way the iPad is set up, you can go anywhere from $329 all the way up to probably over $1,000 on an iPad, depending upon how you spec it out. But the nice thing about that is you can find a model in there for everyone. So if it's just you're trying to get something for your mom or your grandma, and she just wants an iPad to watch Netflix on and look at some pictures, check email, go on the internet, the $329 iPad is perfect. But you have the new iPad Air that came out, you have the iPad Pro. I use the iPad Pro every single day. I think it is an awesome device. That thing has been bulletproof as well. But depending upon the use and the individual, you might not need to spend that much money. You can get away with maybe just the iPad Air at $599. But I think that the iPad is one of those devices that it's good for anyone. It's very simple to use, so it can be someone that's younger all the way to someone that's older. Also, one of the nice things about it is that because they did recently come out with new models, you can always look and find those older generations and get it at a little bit of a discount. Alright guys, so that's the list that I have for the top tech gifts that I see in my mind. Now, I wanted to keep it under $1,000. Granted, I realize a lot of these items are expensive and might not be in the budget, but I just want to throw the things out there that I thought would be great gifts for this season. I hope you guys found this video helpful, but also just leave a comment below. I know I don't have all the gifts on this list, so I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you guys think. Also, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next video.